Hello and welcome back. Today we have some replays of the K9 Ashen deck that I have. So this is the same build as in the deck profile for two of the replays. One replay has like as soon as it like dropped, I made a deck, and it was like I didn't. It was like super late or super early in the morning. I don't remember. And then yeah, it just wasn't like fully like kitted out, but it was still like a decent replay. But yeah, this is the exact build we're gonna run. And this is the other deck that wasn't like I didn't really edit much. So mainly the main deck is different. I didn't put in the ghost spells, which are pretty good right now, and I forgot to take out the impulse, which is like it turns off all of the K9 except for Lantern. It turns off Izuna and Lupus, who are the most important ones, and it turns off 2 of the 3 rank 5s that we play. So I forgot to take it out and replace them, and that's why the decks are just slightly different. Like I replaced them for droplets, and then I put in ghost bells. And I don't think there's any other change. But yeah, that's the only change. So we're going to start with this, the replay with this deck first. Alright, so I won the coin flip. And we have Lupus in hand, which Lupus in hand isn't like the best. But, you know, he comes up sometimes. He drops the maxi. We have the called by. And, you know, it's just playing regular game from there. It's just this is a pretty regular, like, Ashen hand, all things considered. Priestess and Vados. So we can get to our combo, do our combo. So that's what we do. I'll fast forward this part since it's you know, it's pretty regular. The Vados Obsidian King, all that. And because we didn't lock ourselves, I decided to go for a different route here. We also don't have the extinguishing to fuse off, so I link these 2 for Hita, and he obviously doesn't have anything engraved because we called by his only thing. But we can summon the Emperor because all the materials are engraved, so we have enough Pyros to summon it out, and we can summon back the Banshee to be our extra link material to go for Promethean Princess. And you know, it's pretty standard Promethean Princess line. The Amber Whale. And then we end on that. And so what we have here is we have like a pop off of the Amber Whale with the princess. We have a pop from a dark hole from the fusion. So I was like, you know what, this is actually pretty decent. And once the whole field is wiped, we have the Lupus to potentially Typhon them. So I was like, yeah, it's pretty solid. I'm not too upset about it. Like, I could have just went for just the regular, you know, big guy, but the fusion Vados. But I decided to, yeah, you don't get to do this that often, so. And I might have been trying to get my dailies done as well, the link summon dailies. So I princess right away, and I was like, and I instantly was like, you know what, I should have hit the Vion so we can't get to Poly. But I was like, you know what, if he couldn't summon anything off the Ferris, then it might have been alright, but it is what it is, right? So he's playing into this like Emperor like pretty intensely. He's because heroes, you know, they spam a lot. It takes them quite a bit if they don't hard open like Poly or anything like that. It takes them quite a bit to get to the a fusion, to get to their bigger monsters if it's not hard open. So he's got to go through the steps. So he summons a plasma here, and I'm like that's a little bit too good. So we definitely have to Vados the plasma. Otherwise, we don't really have anything. And he polys into this guy. We've got an open board, but he's definitely summoned enough times and triggered enough graveyard effects to where Lupus is live and is able to XC into Typhon. So this guy drops the D-Force, adds back the Plasma. And I'm hoping at this point that he can't get to another Plasma. I actually don't even know if his summon is like once per turn or anything, but I'm just hoping another Plasma's not coming out. That's the main worry. But he summons an absolute zero and a Sunrise, and then he attempts to enter battle here, and I summon the Lupus, and then in the battle I summon out Typhon, because both of his monsters, even with their attack gains, are both 29. And because the Typhon has Lupus under him, can't be targeted, so he can't even pop it with the Sunrise. So I'm like, you know what? I'm pretty good here. Top deck, Chaotic Elements, the greatest follow-up card in this deck by far. And he changed the Fuse, and not really worried about the Fusion monster because he's billions of attack points high, so he can't activate under the Typhon. So I get rid of the Sunriser because nothing else here is really a problem. I use Inferno to send the other guy away, and then I Elements, take the absolute zero, and then Typhon bounce the Vados. We have game here, and I start flexing on him a little bit, just so he knows it was cooked. And then I just go for game. Simple as that. That was a pretty fun replay, pretty solid. This wasn't like a crazy showing of like the canine stuff. It was just a crazy showing of Lupus, because Lupus is extraordinarily good. He's technically a brick, but even drawing him going first or second is really not that bad, because especially in this deck, because you just board wipe, and he can be the only monster you control, or at least the strongest monster you control, because Typhon has to take the highest attack. So Lupus really comes in he really comes in clutch in that sense. He can, just being an annoying Typhon that potentially they would have to enter battle attack over it and not be able to OTK you because they're locked out of other things. So he can definitely buy you some time there, which is really cool. Alright, this next replay, we're going second. We start with the boy Lupus again. And this hand, there's no action cards whatsoever. It's just it's 2 K9s, Chaotic Elements, which is an in-between card. It's for both of them. And then Called by and Droplets. Our opponent's playing Rockets. From the looks of it, pure Rockets, because he's got, the new stuff. We haven't seen it yet, but he has the new stuff. The new stuff just dropped. The Rocket Loader, the Bowl Shroud, and all that. And it's looking kind of bleak. It's a scary deck to go against. And his turn, I remember his turn being so long. And I was just thinking, okay, we can definitely summon the Lupus, because, he's got graveyard hand effects, whatever. We can definitely summon the Lupus. And we can make a Typhon. And all of his boss monsters are big-ass Link 5s and 4s and Boarload Savage and all that. And they're all over 3,000. So, none of them can activate under Typhon. So we can... And the Typhon, of course, can't be targeted because of Lupus. So, there's not really much you can do about it in the deck. There's no, random non-target removal. There's erratic seals, but he's way beyond Dark Locked, and it's not really in the cards for him right now. And it's also his turn, so he can't seal me on his turn, But he's trying his best right now. So he makes the Bowl Shroud Dragon. He's summoning some more guys out, and then he makes the Boral End Dragon, which are both very scary. And he activates this guy, which is as card sent to the grave is Link material. Target a card in the field, pop it. He can't target this, and neither player can target the Boral End, so he has to pop his own Boral Shroud because he did not read. So, even though even though we've got him kind of locked down with this Typhon, we still have to deal with these monsters, right? So it's like, even if we attack and make Zeus, he can chain this guy to negate the Zeus. So it's like, you know, it's tough to think about what to do here. So we top deck Inferno, which means Chaotic Elements gets Vados, which means we've got our Ashen portion down, and I I activate it, and then he just drew us worms, and I'm like, oh yeah, he searched the Druid Worm off the Magnemite. So he just has one set unknown. He, at least I think it was unknown. I definitely was not paying attention to this duel at all, or what this guy was doing at all. I just summoned Typhon and thought about what I was gonna do. So I attack over the Druid Worm because it can't target send me. So it's just the best target right now. And then I bounce the Boral End, and now I'm like, all right, well, he doesn't really have anything. Even if that sets like an Imperm or a Strike, I have way too much gas in my hand to be stocked by something as little as that. And yeah, we just use Lantern, we make Ripper, and here's the funny part. So Case, when your opponent activates a monster in the hand or graveyard, all your canines gain 900. Ripper is 2300, and it gains 9, it becomes 32, which means I can't activate it under Typhon. So I was like, damn, this Typhon's kind of like not doing anything for me right now. So I had to send it off of the droplets to be able to activate my Ripper and continue my stuff. So I grabbed another Azuna, because you can never have enough Azunas, honestly. And then I drop the Zeus, and then I wipe his board. And his set, which he probably did search, was the new counter trap for them. He attempts to search off the Collapse Serpent, and I was like, you know what? He has literally nothing right now. I'm gonna keep him on. I'm gonna keep him on nothing, because that's just the smart thing to do here. So I drop the Azuna. I summon back the Lupus because he's activated Hand and Graves effect, Hand and or Graves effect, and I make a Vimana in the top zone, so I have some zones. And then I equip one of the... We have 2 Exceeds in our graveyard, and he can quick effect attach an Exceed. And his other effect is to negate a monster effect by detaching 2. So we have 3 materials on him. Next turn we're going to have 4, because it's a quick effect. So he's going to have 2 monster negates over 2 turns. Which is pretty neat. He obviously has no monsters to worry about this turn, so we don't have to worry about it. Yeah, and I think right away I equipped the other guy, the Ripper. And yeah, now he's sitting pretty with 4 materials. He normal summoned Safer, and I remember thinking here for a long time. I was like, he can normal summon it, and then he can send it away, search for one of the lighter dark, like Collapse Serpent, Wyver Buster, and then he can start doing stuff with them. And I was like, should I Vados, wipe the board here, and clear out like all of these guys that haven't really done anything? Or should I like drop my negate on him? Like I didn't know. And then he just linked it away, and I was like, and he was attempting to search for a second boot sector, and I was like, that's a pretty easy negate. I used Vimana. In reality, I should have used Rekindling to negate his secondary effect as well, but it didn't matter. He attempts to destroy the Vados to add back Tracer. I just fuse away the Vados, don't even use his effect, and I just keep the other bodies on field. There's no point. And yeah, I summon Blaze Phoenix. He crashes, and you know, it's him conceding. So, you know, to be cordial, I start absolutely flexing on him. And I remember this one specifically. I remember I was like, I gotta get these 3 link summons for my dailies, and so on. I was like, there's no better way to do this than with this guy. Yeah, looping the Blaze Phoenix is like it's too fun with the Promethean Princess. Yeah, so Promethean Princess was 1, Ambler Whale was 2, and then Hita was the 3rd summon. Maybe I'm a terrible person for doing that to this guy, but it is what it is. But yeah, this replay really shows how how good the canine cards are into a board. Like just opening the Lupus and having the Lantern in my hand for follow up to make another rank 5 after I like did whatever with my Lupus. Like technically speaking, like Borland, like you can't respond to its effect, but like if that was like any other negate that I can respond to, technically speaking, I could have just went into Zeus after attacking with the Typhon, not even bouncing anything, and then overlaid a Zeus on top of it, and then detached 2, and like he could be targeted at that point, but I had the droplets in my hand, so I could have just sent him away, or if they tried to negate it, I still could have sent it away and then negated the monster trying to negate Zeus. Like there's so many things you can do to clear boards. It's like, it's disgusting. And for our last replay, I'm going first, and I've got a pretty iffy hand. Like this is we got 2 hand traps, 2 good hand traps, of course. We've got droplets, which is like always really good. But then we have Priestess and Shaman, which is like we can combo with it, but it's gonna be a little weird. So we know summon Priestess, it doesn't get interacted with, which is like thank you, you know. Special or Shaman, we go to our Banshee, and yeah, we do our thing. We get our Vados, and we get Fualos, and I go, you know what? We're summoning too much. We gotta hit that Fualos. And then he goes to Zuna, and I was like, ah, man. And I was like, well, we have 2 things. We have Ghost Bell, and we have Droplets. So we can Ghost Bell the Lupus, but he's gonna come back later. We can Droplets the Lupus, or this, but then they still have a 5 on the field. And Lupus is like, they could draw into it or something. So, like, they could have already drawn into it. So I was like, alright, here's what I'm gonna do. Wait, he summons Lupus, he activates Lupus. Whatever rank 5 he's gonna make here is way too much. We can't really deal with that. So I Droplets, I send away King, just King, and I negate the Lupus. Because if they summon like Nash Knight or something, Ripper, like it's just too much. And then I Inferno to send the Lupus to grave, but because it gets banished, I don't even summon the King, which is like, you know, a little unfortunate, but we still have fusion stuff and we have a Ghost Bell. So he opens up Case, he adds the Jokul, and then Jokul for Izuna, and Izuna sends Noroi. I have no idea why. And I'm like, you know what? He has 3 level 5s on the field. I'm just gonna hit. I'm just gonna wreck the board. It's like Jokul's gonna Surge, which is like a bit too much right now. And then he has rank 5 access, and it's like, yeah, I kind of gotta clear the board. And then he drops a Rhoda and adds the Vanquish Soul, and I'm like, shit, he has the Raisin in his hand. Now he has Raisin. Now he's doing the full Vanquish Soul stuff, and I'm like, damn, all I got is this Ghost Bell. So I was like, you know what, we'll see where we go from here. I'm not familiar with this deck at all. I barely ever played against it, but these duels were all in gold rank, but it was like early of the month gold rank, so it's like technically platinum. You know, all the people from platinum are, you know, gold now. And he's just going in. He's activating this field spell, and I'm livid because I don't have a Vados in my hand. You know, it's prime Vados material, you know. He bounces the Halisu. He summons out the Caesar, and the Caesar really does not like this Inferno. So, yeah, he banishes Lupus, and he's like, yeah, we're not letting you do that again. So he hits me for 0, he hits me for 12, he hits me for 3k, and I'm like, you know what, I lived, and I can take a bit of damage. He attempts the Lantern. I don't know why he attempted the Lantern before the battle phase, but hey, man, he did. So I Ghost Bell it, keep him off all his rank 5s. We know every card in his hand. He's setting the Snow Devil, and yeah, things are a little bleak right now. Top deck, Chaotic Elements, the greatest follow-up card in existence. We add our Vados. We pop that Snow Devil. He didn't respond. because he wasn't expecting it. No one ever is. So because Obsidian's on the field, everything is a pyro now, and these are lights, these are darks. So he has dark pyros, so we can attempt to steal. So here's what we do. I'm so proud of this play. So we chaotic elements, attempt to steal the Caesar, and he reveals the raisin, the lantern, and the holly stone, I think it was. And I chain Vados because I'm like, I can't let that field spell get destroyed without getting the Vados on his side of the field. And I need that summon off of the Obsidian, and I need the set off of Vados because it's very important right now because we're in a pretty grindy game and he's way up right now. So I chain the Vados, I summon it, and then I was like, well, if I set the trap, he's gonna know I can't activate it this turn, and he's gonna pop it off of the Caesar because he's gonna refuse to respect the Ashen stuff because the Ashen stuff basically did like nothing. So I really get the feeling he's gonna do that, and he does exactly that. He pops the Eternity, which means our fusion spell is live. So we summon out the Priestess, and then we get our field spell, and then Mad Love activates. And I didn't even know Mad Love had like had like a bounce effect, and I was like, that's mad random. And then I just summoned the Priestess right back out to try and like make him think like it was important. So I activate the fusion trap, and then he chains for some reason. There's absolutely no reason to chain. We know none of his cards can really do anything now. He's used up his Holly Suit, which is his hand trap, and I fuse away the entire board because everything is special summon. So everything's a pyro. I summon out the fusion Vados. I pause it before it could gain the attack. I declare the effect. It's got like 5,000 or 5,500. He's a 0 attack monster. It's just game on board. Yeah, that duel. Funnily enough, that duel, we didn't see the canine stuff, but our opponent did. Funnily enough, and yeah, we definitely had to stop it. I'm not too familiar with Vanquish Soul, so I don't know if he made like the optimal plays. I don't know if he could have OTK'd me, because technically speaking, like I really didn't have a disruption for the Vanquish Soul stuff. Like I had to save my Ghost Spell for the lantern in hand, which he had to hold a lantern to be able to reveal darks or whatever. So, but yeah, those are the 3 replays for the deck. I've been playing the deck like crazy. Like it's so fun. There's more cards I wish we had, but you know, we're getting there slowly. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed, if you made it this far, you know, like, comment, subscribe, you know, all that helps out. And thank you so much for watching. Take care.